So I just want to say thank you so much, everybody that's joined. Maybe we'll this is a good practice run. Maybe we need to make it later in the day. A lot of people are probably feeding their family right now or hanging out with their family. The good thing is this is getting recorded. We're so blessed and so fortunate and so lucky to have the baddest MFs. They said I can't cuss in Houston. Blood Bros. I want y'all to introduce yourselves, and it's truly a blessing that y'all were the first people to be part of the monthly subscription box, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having us.
If you like to, there you go.
I'm Pitmaster and one of the owners here, Blood Brothers.
I'm Robin. I'm one of the partners here, and I usually run the kitchen with Arash.
Hi, Arash, culinary director, Blood Brothers and Lulu's, day and night.
Yeah. That the people may not know that y'all have a second place, amazing bakery that produces y'all's bread for the barbecue joint. What is that spot?
Lulu's Day and Night. It's over here, kind of on the north side of town from here. We opened on around Thanksgiving, and it's been going great. We cook all the breads for ourselves, as well as some other restaurants around town, and yeah, it's cool. It's got a great green space if you want to bring your kids out.
And they're being so humble right now. Like, you don't understand how amazing. Like, everybody's had shitty ass ciabatta. Like, let's be real. Like, people don't eat ciabatta because you just feel like it's a waste of bread. It's a waste of like sugar. It's a waste of just like fillness. But when I eat your ciabatta, like, I'm like, is this ciabatta? Like, there's no way. It just felt so airy, and it complemented the sandwich. It kept the structure of all that beautiful meat, 44 farm beef. Like, y'all being really humble. Like, y'all's bread is like next level. Like, y'all really put a lot of effort, time, and care into it.
Yeah, it's tricky, when you have all these big meat sandwiches. So we try to, like you said, try to have bread that's a little on the lighter side, not so heavy and dense. And Alyssa does a great job with that, creating these different kinds of breads. Like, we have a marbled rye, we do a Hawaiian, we do ciabatta, focaccia. So we do all these different breads, but they're usually on the lighter, airy side instead of so dense and heavy.
So, we had a lot of people buy the box for July, and the feedback was amazing. They're like, I would have never felt comfortable cooking these things in my backyard, and y'all made it so simple and made it like approachable. Like, how cool is it that you're able to bring your culture to the backyard and spread it out, and people actually want to do it because those flavors are unbelievable. But let's be honest, like, we're so intimidated to do it, and y'all just made it so simple. Like, thank you again. Like, that chuck flap sando was absolutely amazing, and I'm gonna kill the name. What was the salad? The Bogey. See, I can't even speak. I only have 4 beers right now. I probably should get on. Like,
I think what a lot of people will see is that it might sound intimidating at first, but as you go through with other barbecue joints and other backyard videos, it's really, it's really not hard. It can be intimidating at first, not knowing what goes into it, but it's all the same. Marinate some meat, throw it on the grill.
And that's the question I want to ask. Like, I know y'all started Blood Bros, like you said in the video, hanging out with your friends, Super Bowl parties. Like, when would you say was like the day y'all looked at each other and said, we're going to do this? And how was that journey? And I know you're still going through it, but I always tell people the journey is like the best part of it.
As far as like how the pop-up started, I used to do the steak night for Robin and Terry at their bar. And then I did that for probably 6 months before I even dove into trying to smoke meats, because my thing back then was like, I don't have 12 hours of my life to waste cooking one piece of meat, right? But then when I started experimenting and taking it down to the bar, mainly for just the staff, because we opened up late, so I was like, let me just take some food down, feed the staff, have some stuff to snack on. We actually had one customer. I brought some food down. It was maybe a month before the Super Bowl that year, and he smelled the barbecue, and he was like, I smell barbecue. And we're like, Terry was like, dude, there's no fucking bar. Oops, sorry. There's
No,
no
you
bar.
can't. Hey, this is raw, uncut. They go fuck themselves. Have a good time.
So, Terry was like, dude, there's no barbecue. He kept insisting. I was like, well, I got, so we gave him a couple ribs or whatever. He was like, hey, will you cater my Super Bowl party? I was like, depends. Like, how much food are you needing? Because all I had was a Weber kettle. I didn't have a real smoker or anything. I just banked coals on a Weber kettle. And
Like, I have to call this out really quickly. Did you hear what you just said? You had a Weber kettle. That's how a James Beard nominated chef, New York Times, top 20, top 50 pitmaster. And what year was this? I just want people to know that it was not that long. 2013.
Yeah.
So 7 years plus 3. So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. How amazing is that journey?
Oh, journey has been great, man. I mean, great partners, great staff, friends and family support us. Sometimes I look back. We always joke around. We look back at like old pictures, and we're like, man, all my friends lied to me when they said I cooked good food, right? Like,
bro, you ain't lying.
This stuff looks terrible. But then again, if they would have told me, man, this stuff's terrible, I would have probably stopped right then and there, and I'd probably still be selling aquariums and doing all that stuff.
Man, so how many? It's for that Super Bowl party. How many ribs did you want? You wanted 10 racks, 5 racks? You stayed up
I forgot it wasn't that much. I think it was maybe for only like
one brisket and
I think it was only for like 10 people or whatever. But that was really. I think after we did that cook was when Robbie approached me and was like, "Man, if we're serious about this."
We and I were at this industry bartender event, and a guy that I hadn't seen in a long time. He had no idea that we were even messing around with barbecue. He just asked me if I knew someone that wanted to buy a trailer. I said, maybe, how much? And it wasn't that bad.
Like $1,500.
It's like $1,500. So I told him, I was like, me, Terry, and Quee, let's split it. It's $500 a pop. That's nothing, So Quee was like, cool, let's do it. Because I said, if there ever was another opportunity, at least you wouldn't have to do it on your web.
Yeah, and we'd be, we were like, we would have to cook more volume than what a Weber can, handle.
And then literally, I think 2 weeks after we got the trailer, we had our first gig.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Record, that smoker was a piece. I ended up actually selling it to Fegis.
Is it? It's not the one that you has right now, right?
I think Patrick still has it.
I think he had it at his house.
I was gonna say, bro, like I still have all my smokers. I can't get rid of them. Like it's like the journey, dude. You need to buy that.
I still have the Weber though. It's actually sitting at Terry's house. Yeah.
Is it?
So, that one I can't get rid of. When I sold that, and then we bought our pin maker vault, and we did pop-ups with that thing for 7-8 years.
Do you also have the trailer one with all the 44 Farm logo and everything?
Yeah, we still have it.
I remember when I first
you could drag it up to your place one day and cook.
Bro, hands down. That's real. Actually, I would be so honored. But it was like I remember because when I started messing with 44 Farms, because I was so starstruck when I started Arash. I think it was like when Marberly made he was cooking for the farm when Marberly made, I think it was like 2017 when they made number 4 because Scott and I had to go with Scott to go drop off. They used to do like the beef belly caramel chocolate bars, but Arash was the chef that day and was cooking for everybody. And Jose, who's our rep, I kept on saying, is that Arash? He's like, yeah. I was so terrified. Like I didn't go up to him. Like I was like, oh my God, the baddest dude. And around that time, it's like y'all started messing around with 44 too, and then y'all had the pit, and y'all would take it everywhere with the logos. I was like, man, just swagged out, and that was like instant respect because like you're dealing with the best. Like I knew you cared about your food because you were with the best quality meat, right? Because I told myself, it's like if we're gonna do it, like let's be part of the best food, and it's just y'all's journey is just amazing. And I think the thing I love the most about it too is like y'all been true to yourself. And you said, this is our culture. This is our barbecue. And we're still Texas barbecue, but we're not going to, go just do everything else that everybody else does. We're going to do us. And y'all have set the standard for that. And it's like the most beautiful thing ever. Like, thank y'all so much for staying true to yourself.
We always say, we want to cook the foods we would want to eat and we want other people to enjoy the food we cook. keep cooking. As long as people keep eating it, we'll keep cooking.
Oh, what are you talking about, man? Y'all's food is amazing. like it's like the coolest thing ever. So one thing somebody asked, and I loved it because like they want to know, Arash, what is Church That Thing Up? Like, where'd you get that from? Why you have so much swag? And
I don't know. It's one of those Houston rap things, man. Or just Southern rap. Taking fools to church. Take them somewhere new on Sunday, let them learn something. Honestly, make something better than what it was before. So you want to church it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to stun on somebody for a while. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is.
Put some soul into it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like back in the day, I used to talk mad smack about Houston. I'd be like, I hate Houston, whatever. I'm falling more and more in love with Houston. I've been down there like 3 times in the last 3 months, and like y'all are so fortunate at how amazing food y'all have down there and how genuine everybody is, right? What are some of like the places that y'all absolutely love to eat down in Houston? Like, what is y'all spots?
Oh,
A lot of
Chinatown.
we grew up around Chinatown, so of course we have an affinity for all the Asian food that's going on there. And Chinatown has had like quite a bit of a renaissance here in the last couple of years with like the first generation of restaurateurs getting old and closing, and their kids not wanting to take over the restaurants. So it's like a whole new breed of restaurants in Chinatown now. It's pretty exciting. But if we're not eating Asian food, I think a lot of us just support our friends. So we go visit our chef friends, and we have chef friends all around town. So we'll go visit Michael Vico, who was one of our chefs here. He's now over at La Lucha. We'll go visit him. We'll go visit our buddy Ryan Lachane over at Riel. We have
Zavala. It's good Laos and Thai food. I actually ate there earlier today before I came over here. So.
Yeah, because guys, y'all have to know how lucky you are. This is their prep day. This is their off day, and they're taking time.
It's not even our prep day. It's just our off day.
Shit.
Prep day is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's actually speaking of that. Y'all are open Wednesday through Sunday.
Sunday. Yep.
From 11 to 9, 11 to 8.
11 to 3. 11 to 3. Or if you sell out first, whichever comes first.
See, I'm over here trying to give you more hours so people can.
We're working on that. We're working on that. So stay tuned.
No, it's like one of those things, right? Like you have to make sure that your lunch is good, and then like you can do the fun stuff once you're like your team is like together and running all cylinders. Because at the end of the day, we all know that list is coming back up, right? Like we like.
No pressure.
I know it's one of those things, right? Like I always tell people, it's easy to get it on at one time. Being on it twice. That's like the real challenge, right?
Was it 23 or no 24?
25. So like, is it going to come out in May or is it going to come out in October? Like, who knows, right? Because it comes out in May, that means we got about 15 months to really think about what we're going to do. Like, well, what's going to make us that top 50 again?
A
lot of new caps coming up.
Yeah, like yeah, okay, we're gonna have to church it up. We're gonna have to make sure we bring that fire. And that's like one of the things like that's so beautiful, but also so difficult with our barbecue, right? Every time somebody walks in, like if we're not hitting a 98 or 99, we suck. And it's like the most like beautiful thing, but because we're giving the high quality thing, but it's also like it's barbecue, right? Like the imperfections is what makes it beautiful. That like. Having a little extra little crust every once in a while gives you this bite that you like, brings back this memory of this barbecue or food that my parents made in the backyard or my grandpa made, where it may not have been the best, but that memory is just like the most beautiful thing in the world. What were some of the stuff that growing up that y'all really love that y'all have incorporated into y'all's barbecue right now?
I mean, really, I just think just the flavors, I'm Vietnamese, so we have a few, Vietnamese dishes that, some of it's like growing up, like my mom would cook. Like our pork belly burnt ends on Saturday. It's Vietnamese style, a lot of shallots, garlic, lemongrass. It's typically done with like thin sliced pork shoulder and just grilled over fire, but we incorporated it into our burnt ends. But that's what a lot of times when we describe what we're doing is really just that. We use a lot of, Houston's such a melting pot. Us growing up, the neighborhood we grew up in was so diverse. I mean, go to our friend's house, we're eating, Jamaican food. They come over, they're eating Vietnamese food, Persian food, whatever. So we really I always say we take flavors we grew up eating and loving, incorporating it with traditional Texas, techniques and traditional cuts of meat. We don't really, most of the cuts of meat we use are what you see in any Texas barbecue joint. It's just different flavor profile.
So that's absolutely amazing. And this kind of goes into, Jake had a question, like, how many times do you try out a recipe before you put it in the menu?
It's hard to say. Sometimes we'll nail something on the first try. Well, a lot of times too, we use festivals to experiment a lot. We have these festivals coming up. Okay, let's do something. We don't want to cook, just brisket. Nothing wrong with that, but we want to church it up, right? So we'll try it and then we'll tweak it. Sometimes it's good the first go round. Sometimes it takes a little bit of tweaking. And then sometimes we have stuff in our back pocket that still hasn't got on the menu,
Bro, I know what you mean. I got like 4 or 5 things and I'm like, all right, is it time to pull out? Because it's like one of those things, right? You got to stay relevant. You can't just like stay blah. And I'm excited for that. I only got 4 things. I've been talking about 100 things that don't.
Well, there's so many menu items that we have already. So they're solid. So we don't want to just overload customers with so many choices. The things that we have on our menu right now are things that we really enjoy. And if we see like the sales dip, well, maybe this item's ran its course. Let's put something new on. So we always kind of have something in our back pocket. But as long as items are selling and people are enjoying them, they're going to stay on the menu.
That's like we were going to do a menu revamp here after our winter break, and we sit down. Okay, let's go through the menu, see what we're like. Oh, that can't come off. That can't come off. We go down the list, and I think the menu's pretty much. I don't think we took anything off. Added.
Add more stuff.
Yeah, down the line, I think we like. So one of the first dishes we ever did that was not traditional was gochujang beef belly burnt ends. It's been filmed. It's been talked about. It's not on our menu. People sometimes randomly will ask, and we've talked about it. Like we want to put it back on, but maybe just like once a month or something, not a daily feature. Like, we have so much good stuff right now.
No, that's an amazing thing. Also, like y'all do a really good job of posting y'all's menu and keeping it fresh. Like, do y'all like make the menu daily on the specials?
Robbie basically has a template, so most of them for each day stays the same. Some days we will have something extra, and Robbie will edit the menu. But yeah, he handles all that.
So another question that I'm gonna have to give the kudos to Jake. Jake's like the one asking the questions. Other people are getting kicked off their webinar, but it's okay. This is our first one. We're gonna figure it out. And like this technical issues, like it's not like we have 3 technical professionals that are part of this group, but we'll figure it out. So one question that Jake has is if y'all want to go around like before being in the barbecue world or being a chef, like what did y'all do beforehand?
I did aquariums for 30 years. So setting them up, selling, propagating our own corals, all that fun stuff.
And in Houston, like there's probably a lot of people that had aquariums, right?
Yeah, we did. I did quite a few. Did some for some athletes and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
Did you ever do like aquarium for like a shark or like a stingray or like something like wild?
Yeah, sharks, some stingrays, yeah.
Like literally a shark.
Yeah.
How scary was that shark?
Nah, they're small, man. A couple feet long.
They still bite,
not
right?
like the Meg or nothing.
Rob?
My brother and I, we ran karaoke bars and were in pub promotions for 20-something years. So we opened up a karaoke bar in Chinatown. We ran that for a few years, and we shut it down. And then we reopened in Midtown Houston, And that's in 2010. We ran that until we opened the restaurant. And that's how we started doing our steak night and started bringing up barbecue. And we started doing the pop-ups from there. I DJ'd around town. So we were just really in the club scene here for 20-something years. Really kind of still are, but for the older folks.
That, like, I don't know if y'all feel this way. Isn't it funny? Like we talked to like the young guns, and you're like talking to them. It's like just be patient, like due time. Like we've got people. You try to tell them stuff, and they just don't want to listen. And like a year later, like you're right. I'm like now I understand. Now I understand what Pops was telling me all the time. Like just chill out, bro. Chill out.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people look at us, our success since we've opened the restaurant, but no one ever brings up the 8 years of lugging equipment around, doing pop-ups at bars, dragging it back home late. We like our success isn't overnight. But I think a lot of people just throw out the first, 8 years of our grind. Sometimes that's what it seems like. But yeah,
the new era of barbecue too, like is lost on some of the real traditional guys, and so we'll have guys that come up to us at festivals and like, man, I'm so frustrated. These people, they don't get what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. And we always just tell them, just stick with it, do what you're doing good stuff, they'll get it eventually. But sometimes we tell them, sometimes it takes a little time. It took us a little time here at our place.
Yeah.
Just educating them and explaining to them what you're doing and why it is different.
You're speaking about that, about old school. Like, as much as I never wanted to do plates, I started plates about 3 weeks ago, and people were loving them. Like, because I'm like, I'm never going to do plates. That's old school. That's not how we're supposed to do it. You know what? My community wanted plates, so I made sure, and I gave them plates. And you got to, like, and that's the other thing. Y'all are probably, or actually not probably, y'all are so ingrained in y'all's community. And I think people don't realize, like, in this barbecue world, like, yeah, the lists come out, people come, but if you're not able to take care of your community and feed your community, they're the ones that are always coming to eat. And you have to take care of them. You just churchy stuff up.
He was a barbecue influencer before they were barbecue influencers.
Yeah.
Real
Cowboy.
Man, I did a lot of corporate dining for big oil companies here in town, hotels, stadiums, stuff like that, country clubs. Started my first solo restaurant was Beaver's Houston. So that's when I was like really like, I mean, I bothered these guys for years and years and years. When I was in corporate dining, got a chance to actually start doing pop-ups with them at Glitter, and probably did the most pop-ups with them ever in the history of anyone doing fucking pop-ups. So excuse me.
The world's smallest kitchen.
Yeah, tiny kitchen.
Now, when y'all come up here, we do collab, you're gonna see how terrible our kitchen is. It's so small. It's so small.
I've probably seen worse, man. Like, but that's the fun thing about doing pop-ups. Like, we go to these like little restaurants, bars, and it's like, oh my god, this is what you're cooking with. But hey, we made it work. Whatever. That's the best thing. Like, you learn and adapt. And that's the cool thing. Like, I mean, you don't have to have the best equipment. You don't have to have the biggest kitchen. As long as you can make it work and crank out stuff, that's all that matters. But I'm like super blessed to meet these guys, and finally last year started working with them.
A lot of people don't know that Arash was supposed to open the restaurant with us. That's
I didn't know that.
But he was out of a job before the restaurant opened in preparation to come on with us. And our construction got pushed back.
Harvey. That was Harvey.
So I was like, man, I can't, we can't survive not working, So I was like, go ahead and see if you can find something else. And when it's time, we'll bring you back. And it just so happened last year, him and I were out having drinks, and I was like, I popped the question. I was like, man, is it time?
Yeah. And he's like, what? Is it time? I didn't think you were going to say yes that quick.
He was like, I'm ready. I was like, well, shit. I mean,
Make it work.
I was like,
I think he can't curse, but we can, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're like,
it's been amazing. It's been great having it here.
And that's like the most beautiful thing about it, right? Like, you want to work with people you love and you like, because this barbecue's hard. Like,
Oh yeah.
People really don't comprehend how much effort, how much time, how much sacrifice, how much heartache goes into it. Like, you are literally working 24, 36 hours ahead.
I mean, and not only that, I mean, a lot of us don't have big bankrolls behind us. You know, some of us do, but most of us don't. You know, so
yep,
you know,
100%. Like,
you know, people say, well, why don't you cook more? So then you cook more and then you don't sell it. Well, now you're screwed. You know, like, people don't understand that you're trying to keep your waste to an absolute minimum, because every dollar counts.
Man, preach on. Like, that's, you know, I have my buddy that's helping me out, and he's understanding that. It's, you know, everybody thinks, oh my God, you charge $36 a pound, like you make all this money. But then I realized that we should be charging $48 a pound on the brisket, but we don't.
Those same people will go pay $60 for some fajitas.
Oh, bro, was that that was H-Chow? Who wrote that article down there about
some dude did like a spreadsheet or something, and I think the Cron posted it. But I mean, but I've said that all along, you know. I mean, you cook real
right?
fast.
You go to Tex-Mex place, and granted, you know, I'm Chicano, like whatever, but we do charge for the uncooked weight of fajitas. Like, how pissed do you get when you get a pound of fajitas? It's like 4 pieces of meat.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a pound of meat.
Yeah, and it's not an 18-hour cook either, you know.
No, and how awesome would be like when people get a slice of brisket, it's like, that's not a pound of brisket. I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, I promise you, like, I can assure you, it's actually 1.12.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Like, we gave you extra, so it's okay. So let's see, what else do we got here?
We got some questions in the chat that are good.
Oh yeah, well, the Tennessee one.
Yeah, there's 3 right there. Take those over.
Oh, so after Ted. So I wanted to do a shout out to Ted. Ted was down in Houston. His buddy picked up. Actually, this wasn't a good day. Y'all, like, CVS truck hit y'all's power line.
Oh, yeah, knocked our power out for the whole day.
Like, people don't understand about that either, too. Did y'all just like donate that food? Like,
we luckily it happened pretty early. So the really only thing we had cooking overnight was the brisket, of course, but everything else, like, luckily we hadn't loaded the morning cook, like the ribs and all that. So
wow, so it worked out.
Yeah.
No, totally understand. Stacy, when are y'all coming to Zavala's for a comparison? Wow. Sounds like we're going to have to do something.
Let's make it happen, man.
Are y'all coming to Troubadour this year or no?
No, not Salina. No.
That's fine.
But
we'll make it worth everybody's time. We'll figure out something Gucci to do.
Keep coming up to Dallas in the fall. I think the first week of October. So if there's something that we can squeeze in with you, we'll try.
Yeah, let's shoot me the dates. We'll figure it out.
No, we'll make it happen anyway.
We have our speakeasy hangout on October 7th.
We have if it's the weekend of October 7th, we have our speakeasy event October 7th. We can make it fire with Nomad and have a good time. And I think I'm actually going to do a barbecue class that morning too, so we can have a lot of fun that day. And then if y'all need smokers to cook on, I don't know if y'all are doing an event. Like, I got all the kitchen and smokers y'all need, so y'all don't have to bring anything up here.
Awesome.
Let's see who else we got. Oh, so Jake, I would assume he lives in Tennessee. He wants to know where you're going to open up in Tennessee. But if you ever open up, Kristen Cavallari, Jake's old girl, Jay Cutler, like, I'm down to like help out. We can cook for them or whatever we need to do.
That's Blake's territory, so y'all can go visit him in Martin.
Oh yeah, Blake. How far is Blake from Nashville?
I don't know.
I think it's a few hours.
Yeah,
A few hours.
4 hours.
Well, but again, if anybody wants us to cook up there, we'll go up there and have a good time. We'll haul up there.
Well, we've also talked to Blake in the past about possibly doing a collab at his place.
Oh, there you go, Jake.
It was in the past. It was really hard to do these traveling events, but now that Arash is on the team, we have a little bit of a stronger crew. We're doing more out-of-state events, so you know, it's just a matter of coordinating with you, coordinating with Blake.
Blood Brothers coast to coast. You know?
That's what I'm talking about. Well, actually, y'all are being humble. Y'all are coast to coast. Like I don't know if people know, but y'all are in Las Vegas. Like, how dope is that? Like, that is dope.
It's pretty surreal, yeah.
They're literally getting H-Town finest barbecue in Vegas. Like, that is like unheard of. That is so dope. And the cool thing about it is people don't know is like y'all go out there and check the quality on a reg. So it's not like one of those things like, oh, no, it's like, no, y'all care about it, y'all passionate about it. Your name's on it. So that food's going to be fire.
Yeah, we'll be up there this winter for the National Finals Rodeo. We went last year. We'll go again this year. Maybe try to make it up for F1. I don't know.
Well, if y'all ever need somebody to wash some dishes, like I'm down to come help out during that time. I like Vegas. I'm not going to say no at all. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Brandon says shout out to Rossler's Blue Core Barbecue. See you, Robin. Much respect.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I wore this, gave Stephen and his wife a shout out.
They're the hardest working people in barbecue. Like, you know, great hustling, food's amazing, and I just absolutely love them. They're the what barbecue's all about, with the family cooking in their trailer. Absolutely amazing people.
Oh yeah, well, we've met a lot of great people on this barbecue journey. We met you, and, you know, Blake out in Tennessee. You know, the guys out at Heritage, the Hoodoo Brown guys. I mean, everybody's awesome. You know, it really is a barbecue family.
I know, like, shout out to Cody. He just got I see Ted was talking about Windy City Smokehouse. He just got engaged this weekend at Windy City. And that pork belly is some of the best thing in the world. Like, we need to throw that in. Did y'all do a collab with them when they went to Houston, or they were with Features? I always forget.
They came here and did it with Features, but we actually went and did a collab up there with them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was fun.
Bro, like, Cody's one of the nicest dudes in the world, and that dude loves barbecue.
They crushed us. Every meal we were getting crushed.
Yeah. Let's see. Brandon said, I lived in Nashville for 2 years. Barbecue's good there, but not great. The best spot in Nashville will be a mediocre joint in Texas. What do y'all think about what do you think makes Texas barbecue so much better?
I think the history, honestly. Everyone's got their own little take on what they know, and it's kind of nostalgic to them. I still like, which probably is crappy barbecue now, but when I was a kid, I thought it was the best. And I was like, oh, this is Texas. We bring our cousins from California to the same spot. Still do. And I just think it's like more like history behind it, you know, more love, honestly.
It really is about the love. Like, people don't understand, like, you can make barbecue fast if you want. You go pick up barbecue, but it's like, it's so cliche. And Arash, like, as a culinary director and being at a lot of restaurants, like, you know, it's the truth. You can truly taste the love in food. If it was rush or there was actually love into it, and that extra butter makes everything better, fat makes everything better, you know?
You know, it also could be that there's so much competition out here, and to stay in the conversation with a lot of these guys, you don't have a choice but to put out excellent food every day. We say there's no days off. There's no bad days. You have to be on point every day. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it with guys that made the top 50 that didn't make it this last time because they had a bad day. I mean, it's ultra competitive out here. It may not be that competitive in other states, but over here, you know, you got to show up every day.
That's the ultimate answer right there. That is the truth. Like, I tell my team all the time, all it takes is one time for us to be terrible, right? And every single day, like you said, if you're not hitting your spot, like, and I hate to say this because I hate social media, but if it don't look good for the gram, like, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But it's truth, man. Like, we get beat. Like, I think people don't realize we're our harshest critics when it comes to that barbecue, right? Like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I know y'all do this too. I zoom in to this day on other people's barbecue all the time, checking out how's the fat rendered, what's the rub on it. Like, let's be honest. Are y'all lying? Like, you're like, that's a boo-boo ass barbecue right there.
I know Queen's probably looking at the quality of the food. I check the quality of the food too, but I'm checking out like what you're doing. I'm like, what are these guys doing on social media and marketing? I look at these guys and I'm like, wow, we need to do that. Yeah. We need to get on that. I love what they're doing over here. We need to focus on that. So yeah, we're trying to pay attention to all aspects of it: the food, the social media,
It's hard out here for a pitmaster, you know? Like everybody wants to be a pitmaster to your pitmaster. It's not funny.
That should be your next t-shirt right there, man.
Oh man. So Ted wants to know, what kind of wood do y'all use?
We smoke with oak and pecan.
You swear.
Yeah.
That's what we use too.
Nice.
I like the smell of pecan. It just smells like good, right? So we like do post oak most of the time, but every once in a while we throw pecan in it because it smells so beautiful.
At home, if I was to cook, I like hickory, but we can't get hickory that in bulk like that, man.
It's so weird. You're so right. Like hickory's like hard to get. Like everybody talks about hickory, but you can't get it. It's hard.
That was crazy. When we went to Kansas, everyone was using mesquite and hickory.
Mesquite?
I was like, yeah. Mesquite. I was like, what? That's what they use, man.
Like I love mesquite for steaks and for fajitas.
Yeah.
And shout out to Miguel Valentina's. Like that's a whole different level.
I think it's because they don't cook it long. They just get a little smoke on it and then they finish it in the combi ovens and shit or whatever. So yeah, they don't really cook to render the fat in KC, except for the newer joint. Those two joints are 165. That's it.
And who's up in KC? It's what's his name? That's really showing out with Texas barbecue. Hart, right?
Yeah, we went and visited him. He just opened his brick and mortar. It was a great tray of food for sure.
When y'all did get the chance to eat up there?
Yeah, we went there. Of course, we ate at Buck Tui where we did the collab. We visited another guy that's building out his restaurant. We didn't get to try his food because we were full. But his place looks like it's going to be pretty nice. Wolfpack, right? Wolfpack.
Yeah, he's working out of a trailer right now, but his restaurant should be open in a month. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's going to be a great place.
That's awesome.
We went to Scott's Barbecue by the airport on our way out.
That was super good.
That was really good.
Look at
all these guys, really super nice guys.
Look at that, KC trying to come with that fire. And it's so funny, right? Because KC is KC barbecue, right? But it's really cool. So another question we have from Scott is like, what do y'all like to smoke at home for family or friends? But let's be honest, y'all probably aren't smoking in the house. Like, well, we are, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like
at home, it's a lot of grilling. I bust out my Nomad. I mean, I have bigger grills, but a lot of the times I don't need all that space unless I'm throwing
It's so funny. Somebody, Scott also asked, how do you like cooking on the Nomad, and how do you get the temps on the Nomad good?
Flip the grill grates. That's what I learned from you. I think with that, just really being patient, lighting before I didn't know how to properly get the charcoal going. But now, even when I use the Nomad charcoal, stack them, man, that thing is ripping hot. Before, I think I just didn't have the patience to wait for them to like fully burn through, but it still worked.
Oh no, I love my Nomad. Nomad's absolutely amazing, and it's right. You get the charcoal hot, you can get what you want because, like I would say, like your culture and our culture, we like that char. We like that, gives you that next dimension of food. And yeah, you get it hot, it's good. Yeah. Jake asks, how or where are you of the Texas Monthly Top 50 on a daily basis? Well, on a daily basis, I think, every 4 years, right? So about a year beforehand, we got to get nice and tight.
Yeah.
and figure out what's going to bring that fire. That's my thought. How about y'all?
I mean, for us, we've never really looked at it like, hey, we have a year to do this. We strive to do it every day. You know, I just want to be consistent. And that's the hardest thing in barbecue, right? Like what we were talking about earlier about our old pictures and stuff. I mean, we look back and some of those pictures, I'm like, man, this looks really good. And then the next pop up that comes like, this looks terrible. So it's really just staying consistent. And I think, of course, I introduce some, you know, off the wall menu items and stuff to stay relevant or stay ahead of everyone. But really, just if we can stay consistent, cook the best food we can cook, and just let things fall in place, you know, that's what we've always done. I don't think we've really ever looked at like chasing stuff, you know, like we didn't really set out to be on the top 50. I mean, it was great, but it's like, let's just cook the best food we can cook and let's see where it takes us.
And I think like the best compliment is knowing that you have a team behind you that cares about the excellence as much as you do. And like you said, you're able to go travel and spread the gospel of Texas barbecue, right? That's what you're doing. And it also shows you that, you know, your legacy and your techniques are able to live on past us, right? Because you're passing them on. Those individuals and your team members, like they're going to go teach people what they learned from y'all, you know? And I think a lot of people like forget about that. It's like, it's our responsibility. It's our stewardship to be able to like pass on this legacy of Texas barbecue, because like it's literally fire and wood that's producing this, right? And it's like the most beautiful thing in the world. And it's not a thing that can be done with set it and forget it. Like it takes time, effort, and love to do it. Let's see. Any other questions? I need to stop talking. Let's see. Question from Scott again. Is there like we were talking about mesquite, hickory, and pecan and oak? Is there like different kind of woods you like to use for different kind of meats, or you just like play with them all for everything?
I mean, for here, we just use oak and pecan. If I was at my house, like I like cherry wood for like poultry. Or like
I've never cooked with cherry wood.
Or like fruit woods, like you could get pear, cherry, like any of the fruit woods. Like I said, I love hickory for pretty much anything. It has, you know, it's similar to pecan, but I think just a little more bold, like on the smoke you get. I've used mesquite before, like for grilling, but I don't really use it all.
So another Scott, I enjoy Scott's bringing the fire. He said, what's your most popular item at your restaurant?
It really depends on what day it is, because every day is different.
Right now for like our normal proteins, I'd probably say our specialty ribs. So we do a gochujang glaze on Wednesday and Thursday, a Thai peanut butter glaze on Friday, and then a guava glaze on Sunday. If it's from our kitchen, because this item we sell every day is probably the brisket chow fun.
It is now.
Yeah. So
it's something that we put on the menu about 6 months ago.
Yeah, we did it at Texas Monthly, but we did a tri-tip chow fun, and then we came back. We're like, man, this, and we've done it like for some Thursday night dinners before. But
so the response at Texas Monthly was insane. People were just coming up and like, wow, this is amazing. And so we were like, can we execute this every day?
Yeah, did it at a festival. They better be able to do it in a restaurant.
Yeah, but that's probably
good.
Yeah, it came out.
That's so dope.
Yeah, it's basically flat rice noodles with brisket, Chinese broccoli, some onion, bean sprouts.
Yeah, I'm definitely. What day y'all do that on? Is it every day?
Every day, except Sunday.
Except Sunday. I might have to come.
Because Sundays we Jaime does pretty much a Tex-Mex menu for our feature.
Yeah. So what's a Tex-Mex Sunday? What you got on there?
Barbacoa.
Yeah, we do beef cheek barbacoa tacos. He makes carnitas. We do a suadero quesadilla. Chilaquiles, chorizo nachos,
Pollo sausage,
gordita crunch.
Oh, did I hear that right? Gordita Crunch, like Taco Bell
Yeah.
Gordita Crunch?
Yeah.
Bro, that is my jam. I haven't had one like in 5 years.
I
Like,
just had one.
so you do like the pepper jack cheese and like the
Yeah, we do like a hash chili cheese, and then on a flour wrapped around the crunchy, the crunchy shell. It's good.
All right, I'm gonna have to come down on Sunday and make sure I get that. Y'all open up earlier?
You need to come down Wednesday through Sunday and eat everything each day. You can get something different every day.
Man. Hey, y'all need to make sure I get some sponsorship so I can quit my job. So Scott asked, what's y'all's favorite barbecue spot and what meats do y'all get there? I know that's a loaded question.
Like here in town?
Yeah, in town.
I'd probably say, for me personally, probably Tejas or Corkscrew.
Corkscrew's OG.
And honestly, when I go eat barbecue at other places, for the most part, I get turkey and sausage.
Me too, in a chopped beef sandwich.
We went to Tejas the week we shut down after the 4th, and they do this turkey melt. That was awesome.
Mm. Yeah. Like, people don't understand how good turkey is in Texas right now. Like, people put respect at joints in turkey.
I mean, even when we first opened, it was hard to sell turkey. When we'd have 1 or 2 turkey breasts at the end of, especially when we first opened, we didn't have this extensive, like, featured menu. So it was brisket, ribs, sausage, all day. Turkey.
We didn't have pulled pork on the menu until the pandemic.
Yeah. And then, people would come in, well, I don't want turkey. And I had to be like the guy at the supermarket, here, try a slice.
I know, bro.
Reel them in. And then a lot of times you give them that slice, and they're like, give me a pound. And then we got to the point where, we didn't do it last year because of the shortage. But we would sell whole smoked turkey breasts for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we usually sell about 250 breasts during Thanksgiving. We sold 0 last year.
We did, which is now probably going to be our tradition moving forward. We did a whole T-brine smoked up.
So I may be stealing that from you, just for you. People bought
the winner. People loved it.
And it's a better presentation too. It's smaller, but it's a whole bird sitting, in the middle of your table. So yeah, that's something we started doing.
All right, they're yelling at me. We have some questions that we want to try to get in before the next 6 minutes. We may go. Are y'all okay going 5 minutes over if we have to?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So Justin wants to know, I cooked my brisket, but parts of the point tasted like a roast, very tender and moist, but the flavor was roast. Does this happen from how I cooked or the quality of meat? So it sounds like he overdid his fatty, and he wants to know why.
It could be both, or it could be how he's wrapping, right? Like if you're wrapping in foil, you'll probably get more of that roast beef texture with your paper.
Like I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago, and they'd like let their brisket rest for like 30 minutes. I said that's what happened. Like it gets way too hot. Like let it rest longer. You probably didn't let it rest enough, so it can all come back together. That's just what I may think it may be.
Yeah, it's like a weird flavor. It could be dirty smoke too. I mean,
ooh,
big
you're
thing.
right.
Like people try to rush it, they're throwing splits in their smoker. They're not dried out or all that. You get that accurate sour flavor from dirty smoke.
And this is kind of good follow from Jake. Have you ever run into a situation where you just weren't happy with it for the cook forever or cook for whatever and refuse to serve it?
Oh yeah, all the time. Not all the time, but yeah, there's
no hands down.
My guy on the block is train them. If it doesn't look good, don't serve it. Because we always say you don't know who's walking through those doors. I mean, it's one thing if Daniel Vaughn walks in, everyone knows Daniel Vaughn, right? But there's been numerous times people come in, we don't know. We just put out the best food we can. Next thing you know, it was an editor from On Appetit or Zagat or Food and Wine,
or New York Times, Mr. Top 20.
But yeah, but yeah, it's just training them not to serve the stuff that, because we could always cook it further and repurpose it, into our fried rice or into whatever. But if, we tell them, don't put it on.
So Brandon brings up a great question. This is the backyard barbecue box. If there's one piece of advice for backyard folks, what would it be?
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Stumped y'all, huh?
Don't get discouraged. Yeah, just have fun.
Have fun. Take your time. Don't rush it. Drink a lot of beers when you're cooking.
A lot of cold low star beers only, right?
Yeah. That way, if it's messed up, like you've had enough beers, it's gonna taste good anyway.
And the most beautiful thing is if you go to bbqdistro.com, you can just chop it up and get you some SWAT sauce or some Houston 34 and just throw it on there, and it's gonna bring the fire. Because you know what? And don't forget, we use the beef rub, but these guys got even more fire. They got the pork rub to make the fire ribs or the pork butt, and don't forget that bird rub. Did you not hear about how amazing their turkey and their duck is? And I can assure you, they're bringing that fire with it for sure. Let's see. Stacy asked, how important do you think sides are to complement your barbecue?
100%.
I think
now.
It's like I was saying earlier with the competition. Back in the day, you didn't have to make good sides because nobody was making good sides.
It's all can prep.
It's all, coming out of a tub or whatever. It's, number 10. But, in this new era, you've got to be solid all the way around. And we had, I love to cook. So we're opening a restaurant. I don't do the barbecue, so what am I gonna do? Stand around? Like, no, we're gonna make stuff from scratch, So we were doing that from day one, and now everybody's doing everything from scratch, and for the most part.
You have to, like competition of ourselves, but with our peers, because you elevate the level, right?
Yeah.
So these guys are being very modest. They were doing this crap 15 years ago at Glitter. With badass food from a fucking karaoke bar. People would go there just for the food, shot, hit the streets. I would go there with my ex and just, grub down and then hit downtown because the food was that good. Eating like the pop-up nights, we doing steak nights, everything was from scratch. It was coming from like a 4x5 kitchen. Insane. These guys are being too modest right now. So it's like, they built it up now to like all the sides are juicy as hell for like right now. Like even like what we do like in the future is all gonna be great.
Hey, show them what you got. Show them what you got. Bring in that fire, blood bros. Sound finest. Like, thank y'all so much. Like, honest to God, I couldn't think a better group to kick this off with. Like, we're so honored, so appreciative, so grateful. And guys, like, I just want y'all to know, if y'all want to, 12 months from now, like, we're already booked up. Y'all are month 13.
Run it back.
Bring it back. Like, this is like the coolest thing ever. I cannot believe y'all guys joined us. Y'all were part of this box. Thank you so much. And I'm truly indebted to you guys. So grateful. I can't believe people actually took, think about this. People took time out of their day at 6 o'clock on a Monday to come listen to you guys. This is so cool. We're going to post this stuff up on bbqdistro.com. Truly grateful for you guys. Any words of encouragement from these backyard cooks? And I will say goodbye, and I love you guys.
Thanks for having us.
I just want to say, like I said, don't get discouraged. Keep it up. I mean, we started in his backyard, and look at where we are now. I mean,
and at the end of the
endless
day,
possibilities.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's like, have fun, cook the food you want to cook. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that it's not barbecue or it's not this, it's not that.
Well, when we first started, people said your barbecue's too spicy. We said, well, that's the way we want to do it.
Yeah. Mold in your face. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
So much swag, churching it up. making it juicy. Like, y'all just bringing that fire. I'm gonna steal some of these words. I feel like I've been like left out.
You got sheltered up there in Dallas, Roy.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't even know what cat means. Like, I'm about to figure out all this shit. You know? I love y'all guys so much. So appreciative. Like, so grateful. Thank y'all so much. We're out. Thank y'all, everybody, for joining. Love you, bros. We'll get something set up for hopefully October. Y'all be good.
Yeah. Sounds good.